Hey there.
Hello, Alecto.
Might I
Last.
come in?
Sure, go ahead. Last I recall, you looked a little different.
Well, a lot has changed over the years.
I don't really remember turning into a bat being part of your repertoire.
Like I said, lots changed. And that's just putting it lightly.
I can see that. I don't honestly remember if your hair was the same color, but I'm confident that you weren't a vampire the last time I saw you.
No, I was not. But my hair color was the same. It's just grown out a bit.
Well, anyway, welcome to my house. The one place where I can go where people won't try to kill me.
Hmm. This is a little odd to hear. Last I heard, people actually were more than friendly with you previously.
Yeah, well, all of that went well and good, at least. Until I got ambushed, Mikhail and I both just outside of the meadows. They engaged us in conversation, called their friends over, caught us in a trap. Not pleasant. Not pleasant at all.
Hmm. Quite the shift. What do you suppose caused this?
They're angry. They think we did something.
Hmm. They would have to believe you did something pretty bad for them to change their opinion that swiftly, that sharp.
Truthfully, I don't think they ever trusted us. They see people like me, and they see enemy. I think they were just being polite until the moment they had a proper opportunity.
Hmm. People can be quite paranoid in these lands, but that is unheard of. That
Quite.
that level of it, at least.
Which brings me to my point, Alecto.
Yeah.
You're possessed of a great deal more visible illusion than last I recall. How did this happen? Tell me the story.
It's an interesting story to tell. I found myself drawn to investigate a few things. I found shrines dedicated to a Leviathan, and they were most curious to me. I rarely go to places like the Cursed Forest, but one of the previous times that I did, well, I came across an old shack, lined by the fog and covered in cobwebs, yet clearly frequented. I, I left behind. I left. That again. It's a little hard to get through it all sometimes. It's just so overwhelming. But I investigated, looked around, and found myself drawn to the little statue in the corner. It wanted something from me.
And what did you
I
give
was
it?
hides. Hides from powerful, dangerous beasts. You're familiar with werewolves, aren't you?
I am.
Hmm. It was there. It was there. I left behind hide and some as you might call them, illusion allied material, spectral dust, ghost shrooms, and the like. It showed me something in my mind's eye. I don't know what significance the vision had, but it was certainly something. A watching presence, friends around me, either potentially conspiring or joining. The odd choice. And rows of teeth. Very macabre, I must say. And then it wanted more. More offerings. More shows of devotion.
Go on.
Well, I provided more. Because I did feel a certain longing to do so. It was during that time that I shed my mortality.
And gained shadow, it seems, as well.
Yeah, well, you gotta get every edge you can get in a dangerous place like this. But I've always had a fascination with powers of this kind, be they illusion or dark. Took some time, and it was quite grueling as a human, but it became much easier when I was a vampire. Suddenly, the picture of magic became so much clearer.
I can truthfully only imagine. A shadow magic is rather beyond me. It's not my area of interest, nor expertise.
Understandable. It has rather adjusted my perspective on things. I've got a long time ahead of me now, and I gotta use it well. And the thought of having a great and powerful being looking out behind me is, well, it's curious, I'll give you that.
It is curious. Tell me of the mark. How did you come about it?
It was after a sufficient showing of devotion. I gave my offerings, I looked around, immersed myself in what happened, all the stuff that went down. Eventually something just clicked. I saw probably more than I should have seen, but it was enlightening in its own way. Hard to describe. But the experience, the vision that I was left with, it left an indelible mark upon my body and my spirit. It left this mist upon me. Damn near broke me, but I survived.
That is its way. It has a fan of testing.
What about you, then? Yours is a similar aura.
What about me, indeed? A moment, Alecto, if you'll be still.
Sure.
This way.
Well, well, well. You certainly have devoted yourself, haven't you? Quite the stark change from your previous company, might I suggest?
Well, you know how it is. Sometimes you think people are gonna be your friends forever. But that's a naive and childish dream. The ones that truly are those who stand by it forever are a rare few. It was not them.
Yes. Though, I am curious, Alecto. Whatever did become of the research division and the werewolves within it? They were your family once, weren't they? Or were you a new hire last we spoke?
I was a hire from its earliest days. The research division were indeed a family. A second family. After I had lost my first. They're still there. And they still house me. But we don't talk as much as we used to. And certain folk have indeed kept their distance from me. The aforementioned.
Yes, I do imagine that Roran would probably be keeping a good clip away from you. Tell me, since I'm curious, Alecto, and I do always love to hear the stories, regale me. Your first proper hunt. What was it like?
Tense.
How did it make you
Energetic.
feel?
It was a tense hunt. But it was delightfully frenetic. Exciting. It's one of those things where you never quite realize you're going to enjoy. But when you do, well, you love it.
And
And it is funny as well. You mentioned Roran. He really has not been subtle lately.
has he not?
No. He believes himself to be safe. Nothing to fear no more. He's wrong.
And indulge me. What did the mutt call itself? Aisling does so love to know their names.
I'm sure she does. Though, admittedly, I don't really care to learn the names of those I hunt. They are, after all, the best sacrifice. Why do you need to know their name when they scream and howl for themselves to be spared? Doesn't really matter what they say in the end.
She's fond of them, and I think it gives a certain texture to the sacrifice.
It's understandable. I know that there are folk who prefer to get to know those that they want to end. Gives a bigger picture, as they might say.
Indeed.
Does this moose have anything to do with anything?
Oh, Aisling's quite fond of it. Dr. Finch cannot stand it.
I mean, there are some people in Vardaran that if you ask them, they tell you to beware a moose.
Yes, you really should be quite careful around them. Powerful hooves, antlers, Oh well, this one's fairly tame, but some of them do have a temper.
You can say that again. I still have bruises from the last time I dealt with one of those angry ones. You wouldn't think a vampire could get bruises, but you get hit hard enough by a moose. Oof.
Ultimately, it doesn't truly matter. It's a preference of mine, but their fate is all the same. Skin them like animals and end them as such. Grant them the mercy they deserve.
Yeah. How you want to go through the process is all up to you, but the end result must be the same.
So, regrettably, there's a lot of people that have been knocking on our door lately with a great deal of impoliteness. How familiar are you with the Dreamer, Tyor, Teague, Babel were the other two members of the Red Ripple, or I believe the Embered Circle, they're called?
I've bumped into them a few times. Dreamer is an esoteric individual. Borderline inscrutable.
And what do you make of them?
They've got good hearts, but they're in the wrong place.
Quite. Good hearts from those who saw fit to slash Mikhail's throat, ambush me after I escaped while I was trying to take him home for medical treatment, collectively, well, give me the ultimatum of come with them, or he dies, and then lock us both in a jail cell full of dust, quickly infecting the wounds they gave him and me, while they interrogated me at the point of his head. Esoteric indeed.
It's funny, isn't it, how they get on the case of some people for treating others like animals, but then at the you. Though many of them are vampires or other nightkin, and it's difficult for some of them to remember that, well, they're human beings. You gotta treat them with some dignity. After all, they're not the mutts.
Indeed.
What was I gonna say? My mind wandered. But yeah, it is amusingly ironic, isn't it?
Quite so. I get the impression that next month they're going to marshal an army of golems at our door. My door, I should say.
They want something from you, don't they?
Yes. Would you like to see what it is they want?
Sure.
Very well. Come along then.
Can I possibly turn down an offer of such courtesy?
I imagine you'll put the pieces together rather quickly as to why they're so angry.
Fervent.
Oh, don't mind the dried blood on the staircase, it's mine. And Mikhail's. And to...
I'd be lying if I said that since I got to Vardaran, I haven't gotten used to the sight of blood everywhere. Even before I became a vampire.
It has its place, though I try to keep mine in my body.
Yeah, that's generally seen as healthy.
I do need it, after all.
We all
So,
need blood in our own ways. You
You-
needed to live. You needed to live and function. I also needed to live and function, but in a different way.
yes, you drink it. I try to keep it within myself.
How goes it?
This one, it calls itself Lily, or so I'm told, has some
Lily, eh?
very angry friends and family.
Well, it's all too easy for these creatures to make themselves out like victims.
Yes, victims who desecrate an altar and try to rip me to pieces, but it's them who's been wronged.
Hmm.
And no.
How easy it would be to just snuff her out.
No. The moon is not yet ripe yet. The moon is not yet ripe enough for a proper sacrifice. Her time will come, a little over halfway through next cycle by my stars. Until then, she's enjoying herself in the confines of her cage, surrounded by mementos, those who came before.
Yes. The only rightful place their head should be.
Quite.
I just don't get it, though. Why do they want to risk their lives for her?
They care for her.
Apathetic.
Stupid. Misguided. But they do. And in number, they are strong.
I'd imagine that.
Which brings me to my question for you, Alecto. We are only human, after all.
Yeah.
When they come to our door, we're going to need your help.
You could benefit from the might of a vampire at your side. I ain't the best fighter, but I do have some strength.
That we could. Will you be there?
I'd be very willing, provided my stars align. I apologize if they do not, but if they do, I'll be there.
Thank you. That is a relief. Allies are few this far south.
Certainly. You are far from home, after all.
Quite. It is the southern edge of the Leviathan's influence. Any further, and I would not be able to feel it the way I do. This is one of Dr. Finch's finest creations. It is a machine of misery, shall we say.
Oh, yes.
Their misery. Quite impressive, if I must say.
Is it suited to the purposes of sacrifice?
It can be, but no. Yes.
Primarily there to inflict misery, then.
This is for torture. It's quite good at it, I will say. You should see it in action.
I may have the pleasure.
You might.
Depends if we can focus for all the potential fighting.
Though. It's a shame that she's unconscious, otherwise I'd give you the honor of, inflicting some of that misery yourself, though it's just not quite the same when they're not there to respond to it appropriately.
Yeah, it's effectively like beating on a corpse. Yeah, it's not gonna resist, but it's also not gonna react either. It's really
Quite.
pointless. What's all this?
A forge. 4 weapons of silver. Appropriate melting temperatures. Ventilation designs.
Pretty handy. Though, admittedly, even as let me try that again. Though it may pale in comparison to the allergies that the werewolves have, I still have a problem with silver as a vampire. Don't know if I'd be able to even wield one of these.
Likely not. But against those of your kind, helps the humans like me even the playing field.
Yeah, it serves as an edge, at least.
Quite so. I'd offer to
Almost had you pushed into that corner there.
I'd offer to fashion you one. Though, well, I can do so anyway, though you'll have to wear gloves.
I usually do.
Very well. Let me see if I have any on hand, so to speak.
Alright.
I cannot build here.
I'll probably have to look around a little bit, find where I kept the extra weaponry, but I'll fetch some for you. What's your weapon of choice?
I typically wield a longsword.
Very well. I'll have one made for you.
Absolutely.
Though, before you go, and before next cycle, I think, well, there's one more thing you should see. You'll understand what it is quite quickly from your time spent with your own.
No, that's quite something.
It is, isn't it? Even Yasad I did not allow into this room. He is bound, but bound of shadow. It is not his place within an altar of illusion. You, however, very much a different story.
I'm flattered.
time is almost ripe, I think.
Yeah.
Just another 12.5 turns or so.
Shouldn't be long now. Yeah.
And then you will feast. But before then, I offer to you her suffering, her cries, all her misery spent and wrung like water from a rag. And when all is done, when the moment is right, you will enjoy a meal, and I truly hope that this offering will please you. Ever in your service.
You've done me a great honor by showing that.
It'll be soon now. Very soon. But that'll be next month. And likely as not, they are going to try to free her before the
Naturally.
time is right. So, when the time comes, I expect to have you in the ranks of our defense.
If my stars align, I will do what I can.
Thank you.
But even if I am befallen by foul stars, I wish you the greatest of luck.
And I do appreciate it, Alecto. As for the others, well, they'll become uppity. They'll get over it, or they'll die.
Even with the heralding of a new age coming, there's still a few people lingering. And when one of their so-called friends is in peril, even the most deeply tortured will rise.
Yes, after this, I think it's back to Balaton for me.
Yeah, probably a good
I've
idea.
just about seen all that I need to down here. It'll be good to report back.
I wish you the best with that.
Thank you.
As for me, I'm feeling a little homesick.
Well,
I told you where I came from, right?
you may have, but it's been a while.
I came from Blightmoor.
Oh. Do be careful not to stray too far.
Of course.
The Leviathan is not all-reaching.
No, few things are.
Still, I think this is where I wish you a good cycle, Alecto. It's a shame
So it shall be.
that I couldn't provide you the opportunity to indulge yourself in the way I would have liked to, but
It's alright.
such it is when the butts are too worn out and exhausted to endure anymore. No.
Clearly you've been for a lot lately as well. Because don't mean this as an insult, but you look like hell.
So very kind of you.
I mean it most kindly.
Have a good cycle, Alecto.
Thank you.